Time now for the morning rush. Today we expect to learn more about a fire that ignited inside a fourplex, including if anyone was hurt. Officials responded to the fire on 3rd Street near Lomas and Mountain just after 9:30 last night. Several crews rushed in, putting the fire out quickly, but new video in overnight shows fire damage to the windows of at least one of the apartments.
Prosecutors say they will use new technology that you see right here, that is 3D video, in the upcoming murder trial of a man just convicted in a separate case. Now, that man, Angel Solis, was recently convicted of killing Avril Lozano at an Albuquerque hotel in January 2016. Prosecutors say they will use the 3D video again to recreate the crime scene based on evidence and witness testimony. Prosecutors say the jury told them it was helpful in understanding the case. Kristen.
Mostly sunny skies across the area today. No rain or snow expected. However, for Saturday, we'll be keeping eyes across southern Colorado as well as our northern mountains for some spot snow showers, more cloud cover, and more wind elsewhere. David?
A lawsuit against APD and the city could be using your tax dollars. It's now moving forward, and it's claiming officers accidentally shot a woman. In 2017, Lee Brandenburg tried to carjack a woman at gunpoint. This was outside a state building on San Antonio near I-25. Now, police shot at Brandenburg but accidentally hit Becky Notke in the leg. Notke filed a lawsuit this week against the city and the 3 officers. She is now seeking compensation.
The 2 suspects facing charges in the first case tied to Bernalillo County's backlog of about 5,000 rape kits are scheduled to be arraigned later on today. This morning, 21-year-old Daquan Turna and 20-year-old Regina Gomez are both accused in the 2016 case involving the rape of a 16-year-old girl. The girl's kit was among those being processed with federal grant money.
3 proposals introduced by New Mexico's 2 U.S. senators would give resources to border communities. U.S. Senators Tom Udall and Martin Heinrich introduced legislation that provides Border Patrol agents with increased medical training and language interpretation services. Now, it also increases the number of hours of operation at some ports of entries, and it also invests in technology and equipment along the border.
On to news, new at 6, a bill that would make getting a standard driver's license in New Mexico easier is expected to be heard in the Senate Public Affairs Committee. This applies to IDs that cannot be used to gain entry into federal buildings or to fly. The bill would eliminate fingerprinting for first-time applicants and allow people to renew their license every 8 years instead of just 4.
A Louisiana abortion access law will not go into effect for now. This after the Supreme Court blocked it. The bill requires doctors who perform the abortion procedure to have admitting privileges at a hospital within 30 miles of the facility where the abortion is performed. Now, opponents say that it's an attempt to restrict abortion. Chief Justice John Roberts voted in line with the court's 4 liberal justices.
This morning, Washington, D.C. is mourning the loss of a legend. Former Michigan Representative John Dingell, the longest-serving member of Congress in U.S. history, has died at the age of 92. Dingell was elected in 1955 to fill a House seat vacated by his late father. He retired in 2015.
As you drive around today, many will be honoring the life of former state representative Henry Kiki Saavedra. That's because Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham ordered all state flags to remain at half-staff in honor of the late rep who passed away last month. Flags will fly at half-staff until sundown today.
New at 6, federal agents are looking in New Mexico for a Georgia man they say killed his mother. Richard Merritt is believed to be in our state. The former lawyer was disbarred for ripping off clients. He is supposed to be serving time for that. Instead of turning himself in, though, authorities believe Merritt killed his mother, then stole her SUV.
Crime Stoppers is asking for your help finding 2 teens accused of stealing from a local convenience store. Take a look at the surveillance video right here. It shows the teens stealing dozens of e-cigarettes from the Circle K on the corner of Louisiana and San Antonio last month. Now, customers say the 2 were sitting outside in a white Nissan before it happened. If you recognize the 2, call 843-STOP. Kristen.
Today's Metro Threat Index down to a 2. We've got some very cold temperatures out there this morning, well below freezing at the hour, but warming up to the upper 40s this afternoon, and still breezy at times as winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. David?
Next Wednesday, the Landmarks Commission with the city will look into making an old Albuquerque motel a historical landmark. Owners of the Monterey Motel on Central near Old Town are applying for the historical landmark status. Now, it once saw travelers along Route 66. Now, if it's approved by the commission, it will then go before the city council.
Happening today, law enforcement and firefighters from New Mexico will weigh in as they prepare to duke it out for a good cause. The Brawl on the Bosque features 3-round boxing matches benefiting charity. All proceeds benefit the nonprofit 1082, which provides assistance to first responders and military personnel in times of crisis. The fight is tomorrow at Isleta Resort and Casino.
There's just less than a month left to apply for a program helping young adults with special needs gain skills at various jobs. APS says about 70% of those involved have paying jobs by the end of the program called Project Search. Now, 6 businesses are already involved and they take on about 50 interns each year. The deadline to apply is March 7th.
Construction on a new roundabout could start as early as this spring, but it's already causing traffic trouble in the area of Rio Grande and Candelaria this morning. Crews are now clearing a path for the single-lane roundabout. The project's been in the works for roughly 12 years. Kristen.
Time now for a check on your morning commute. Right now, we don't see anything major on the map. Everything looks good there, that is. We also have our news tracker out on I-40 eastbound near the Big I. Things look to be moving smoothly. Of course, we'll keep an eye on that for you throughout the morning.
Well, if you're still struggling to find the perfect Valentine's Day gift, Retail Me Not is out with a list of coveted gifts. Coming in first is the traditional nice restaurant dinner, followed by the classic chocolate and flowers combo, and finally a vacation or trip.
We're taking you back 10 years ago on this day. We actually picked up penny to quarter size hail out in Eddy, Roosevelt, DeBaca, and Quay County. So definitely not impossible to see hail this time of year, although not likely. That was on this day, that is 10 years ago. Time now for a look at the 5 facts.
We start with number 5 here. Soon, Meow Wolf's logo will be popping up in a place you may not have expected. New Mexico United Soccer unveiled the team's 2019 home jerseys. On the front of the black and yellow jerseys, you'll see the Meow Wolf logo. You can buy them online right now. We do have a link for you on our website. That's always on KRQE.com.
At number 4 this morning, traffic alert. If your morning drive takes you by Rio Grande and Candelaria, you may notice a slowdown as crews begin construction on a new roundabout. Now, for the next few weeks, crews will be moving utility poles to clear a path for a single-lane roundabout. The project's been in the works for roughly about 12 years now. Now, the actual roundabout itself construction could start as early as this spring.
At number 3, a very cold start, but this afternoon temperatures warming up for most of us. That leaves Albuquerque close to 50. We will see a few spot snow showers possible tomorrow night. In the northern mountains, breezy conditions and more cloud cover elsewhere. Temperatures, though, warming up. We'll hit those 50s over the weekend. Another round of wind expected Monday as yet another storm system comes in. Still looking at mountain showers to start next week.
At number 2, your tax dollars may soon be used in another lawsuit, this one against APD and the city of Albuquerque. The woman who was accidentally shot by an Albuquerque police officer while she was being carjacked at gunpoint is moving forward with the lawsuit. Now, in 2017, Lee Brandenburg tried to carjack Becky Notke. This is on San Antonio near I-25. Now, police shot at Brandenburg but accidentally hit Notke in the leg. She is now seeking compensation for her medical expenses as well as emotional distress.
On to number 1 now. A man convicted in the murder of a woman is facing a possible long sentence of life plus 31 years. The case is making history. It's the first time prosecutors in New Mexico used a 3D video during the trial to show a recreation of how the murder played out. In 2016, Angel Solis shot and killed April Lozano at an Albuquerque motel. Prosecutors say there was almost too much evidence for the jury to consume, like cell phone video of Solis with the gun used to kill Lozano. Prosecutors say the video helped keep the jury focused on this case. Lozano's facing another murder trial coming up in May.